Disabilities regular board meeting for December 15th, 2025. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now, can we recite, please, the mission statement affirmation? The mission of the Medina County Board of Developmental Disabilities is to promote and empower individuals with developmental disabilities to live, learn, work, and socialize as citizens in the community. Also, can we please silence our cell phones? Okay, before the acceptance of the agenda, there are a couple of agenda items that will be revised. One is item D, the swearing in of board members. We will wait until one of the two board members arrives, and that's Mark, before we address that agenda item. And the other one is under J, new business. We will transpose item number 5 and item number 6 of the revised agenda. With those two changes, do I have a motion to approve the revised agenda?
So moved.
Okay, Lisa, David, your second. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. And Adina? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next item E will be recognition, the DSP of the year.
All right. We have, oh, there's Mark. We will go ahead with that. We have Deshaun Davison, the OACB 2025 DSP of Award. We have a proclamation. I'm going to go ahead and ask if Deshaun would come up and Maggie, and I will read the proclamation, and then I'm going to let Maggie give a little introduction. We'll talk a little bit about Deshaun. So this is a proclamation of recognition and appreciation. Whereas direct support professionals play a vital role in empowering people with developmental differences to live full, meaningful, and self-directed lives within their communities. And whereas Deshaun Davison, a dedicated direct support professional in Medina County, has demonstrated exceptional professionalism, integrity, compassion, and commitment throughout his 12 years of service, and has been named the 2025 Ohio Direct Support Professional of the Year by the Ohio Association of County Boards of Developmental Disabilities, an honor recognizing outstanding service, advocacy, and dedication to enhancing the daily lives of people with developmental differences. And whereas Deshaun has a positive impact by consistently going above and beyond through thoughtful, proactive planning, effective collaboration with fellow providers and case managers, and a commitment to foster respectful, empowering partnerships with the individuals he serves. His calm, encouraging presence and creative approach to support have helped people build confidence, engage meaningfully in their communities, explore new opportunities, strengthen relationships, and establish healthier routines. And whereas Deshaun has shown an unwavering advocacy, reliability, and heart-centered approach by assisting with daily living skills, supporting emotional well-being, training new staff, and ensuring no person faces difficulties alone. Therefore, we, the members of the Medina County Board of Developmental Disabilities, are honored to recognize and honor Deshaun Davison for his outstanding achievement as the 2025 OACB Direct Support Professional of the Year. And we extend our deepest appreciation for his exceptional service, leadership, and commitment to empowering people with developmental differences. His dedication, teamwork, and steadfast belief in the abilities of all people exemplify the highest standards of a direct support professional. And I just want to emphasize one thing. This is an award throughout the entire state of Ohio. So it's just not Medina County, it's everybody in Ohio. So this is huge. So
Stiff competition.
well deserved. But Maggie, go ahead, give us a little bit of information about Deshaun.
Okay. Well, before our individuals can really feel safe getting into the community, they just need those supports so that they have that feeling of safety. We all desire that. And so for the past 2.5 years, working with Deshaun, I see how he's brought that safety on a daily basis to Colin's life. And this has allowed Colin to live the life that he wants to, because not only does Deshaun make him feel safe, but he meets Colin where he is and what he's ready for in life. And that extends to his mom being able to just live a less stressed life and have a really close relationship with her son without having to be that nitpicky mom and worrying about getting everywhere while she's also taking care of her mom. So, and then this also extends to the SSA to not have to constantly be playing the in-between different independent providers and day program and providers. I had mentioned in my speech, the agency that that Colin goes to for his day program, Deshaun and the other independent provider were at a meeting, and she said she only wished her own staff could communicate as well as 2 independent providers. So because of all these little things, I felt honored to nominate this award for Deshaun.
Deshaun, I'm honored
Thank
to
you.
present this to you.
Thank you.
Oh, you got
I'm
it.
honored to receive
Congratulations.
this. Thank you.
Well representing Medina.
Thank you.
Oh, we gotta get back in there. Come on, we need to get a good shot. Oh,
Stacy,
look at you guys, get in there. Come on.
let me get on the other side.
Okay.
Congratulations again.
Oh, come out this way. Get away from all that stuff. Yes. Oh, yeah. Colin, come on up.
Let's call
Parents,
it, sir.
come on up and you want to come up, Colin? He's like, I don't know about that. I don't blame you, Colin. I don't want to be up there either.
I should be out of here.
Just like you too.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Sean, you want to say something? Please.
I just wanted to say thank you to Medina County for letting me provide services for you. Thank you, Maggie, for the kind words and nominating me. Thank you, Mary Beth, for allowing me to provide services for your son. Thank you, Colin, also for allowing me to be your provider. He has fired me a couple times. Yeah.
Probably doing it too well.
Yeah, I grew up in the developmental disability community. I have parents with agencies, I have family members with agencies, and the one thing I learned is, we're all the same person. We all bleed, we all die, we all eat to survive. So I treat Colin or any individual how I would treat anyone. So try not to look past that. Also, thank you to my wife. She's not here, but she helps me a lot also with watching the kids and just anything, honestly. So thank you again. Appreciate it.
Very good. All right, backing up now, we could go from the recognition part E of the agenda back to D, swearing in of the board members for the next term of 2026 to 2029. Yeah. Medina County Commissioner Aaron Wilson.
You got the fun part out of the way. After this is kind of dull.
Hard act to follow.
Yeah. But I'm happy to do it. Is that on? Is that yeah, great. So I think we'll do one at a time because we've got 2 to do, but they're basically the same. But I think that'll be the best way to do it. So Mark, we're going to start with you. So I'm going to present the oath. You're going to raise your hand, and then if everything is agreeable to you, you're going to say I do, and this will go very easy. If you don't do that, I don't know what we did. So Mark, if you raise your right hand, you could stand too.
Okay.
Yes.
I suppose. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the constitutions of the United States and of the state of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Medina County Board of Developmental Disabilities to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws and the rules, regulations, and policies of the board now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is appointed?
I do.
Now, I'm going to get your signature, but I think we'll go ahead and do Andrew. Andrew, same routine. So
Okay.
you had a good example there. So do you solemnly swear that you will support the constitutions of the United States and of the state of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Medina County Board of Developmental Disabilities to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws and the rules, regulations, and policies of the board now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is appointed?
I do.
Great. I'm just gonna get- Yeah.
Okay.
Dave, is this your pen?
Oh.
This is my pen? Okay.
Big photo op.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you have enough to- Then we're gonna do a picture.
Thanks.
And then what you do against that board.
Yep.
Where do you want?
Right.
Right here?
We're not an appropriate
Now, let's be on each side of you. Balance out.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Fair.
Thanks for your
Thank
service,
you.
both of you.
Super there.
Got my exercise. Okay, we're up to approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of November 17th, 2025. Do I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Mark,
Second.
Kelly, okay. Any comments, corrections, concerns? Hearing none, okay. All in favor of approval of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Adina? Okay,
Aye.
thank you. And those opposed, same sign. So moved. Next, approval of the minutes from the special board meeting of December 8th, 2025. Do I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
David?
Second.
Kelly? Okay. Comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the minutes of the December 8th, 2025 special board meeting, say aye.
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 Okay, opposed, same sign. So moved. Okay, follow-up. I don't believe we have any follow-ups at this point in time. We do? Okay.
We do have one follow-up. Debbie had asked about the 2025 Midwest Innovations Contract Amendment, how many individuals were the contract represented, and there are 5 individuals that are being served through the Midwest Innovations local funding contract, and that's local funding separate from waiver funding.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay. Next on the agenda is presentations.
What, state budget update?
Oh, I missed, oh,
Old business, yep. Yep. So as far as state budget updates, there were some amendments to the budget that were sent to Governor DeWine. Some that we've talked about, and really the one that affects us specifically is the Budget Commission. And again, the Budget Commission and giving them more power to determine if something is they feel is excessive or unnecessary. So it puts that into law. It also says that they have to inform any agency that they're going to look at. They're going to do a hearing for their levy. They have to inform that agency, that organization, and they have the ability to plead their case, bring their information. So, yeah. I was at just a couple of things I'll throw out there. Just the superintendents, we had our superintendent executive committee meeting Friday, and just kind of talking about different things around the budget again. We have in the fiscal year, state fiscal year 2026, which will be July 1st of 2026. We anticipate that there's going to be 3 county boards that are going to be in need of financial assistance from the state. So that's bigger than I had heard. So there is a growing concern about, the increase of costs and just not having the resources to meet those waiver obligations. So we have hardship rules. So we superintendents, DODD, are trying to work together to, figure out, how. And again, something that's been on our agenda and things that have been talked about and worked through. It's just, I think, the surprise is that there are 11 counties that are right now are going to need some help. One of the things
11 or 3?
You said 3 and then you just said 11.
11, did I say 3?
I think 3 were added to the list, but it's
3 were added to the
11
list.
total.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so there's 11. That's a little more
Yeah.
alarming than
I'm like,
3.
that's alarmed. Come on. Yeah. I'm sorry. Wrong words came out of my mouth.
alarmed by 3,
Actually, yeah. Well, we had thought, I had heard there were 5, but there will be 11 that they're going to hit that. So it is very alarming. One of the things that the state is doing is that when somebody leaves, like an ICF or a developmental center, they are eligible for an exit waiver, which typically is a state-sponsored waiver. So the state is paying that match. State is doing no more state sponsored waivers. So all of those fall onto the county. And those can be significant.
Sure.
So there's the hardship rule that looks at that was just approved this past year. Was it this past year or the year before? I think it just was put in rule this year.
24.
24. But it's in there, and I'll be glad to send it to you. But one of the things they talk about is the hardship. So when boards go into hardships where they can't meet their waiver match, there's like a criteria that you have to go through. You have to, they're going to look at your budget, how you're spending money. They're going to ask for audits. They're also going to take a look at, if you are doing non-mandated services, you aren't going to be able to do non-mandated services. They're also asking questions like, have you attempted to put a levy on the ballot? I know there's, there's still some counties that just, no matter what they do, they cannot pass a levy. And so that creates a lot of hardship. So it's here. It's here what we had, been concerned about statewide. And I think I told you earlier that this is the first year that, statewide, that county boards are going into deficit spending. So they're looking at the entitle all the county boards together, and that amount, we're going into deficit spending. So it's moving faster, I think, than we really had anticipated. So the positive is that we are in good shape right now. That again, we have been very, very fiscally solid, very thoughtful, very conservative on how we spend our money, and and what we're doing with it. But we are now going, as we talked about in the budget hearing, we are now going into our deficit spending as we predicted. But we are not in a position, and I don't anticipate that we will be in that hardship position, but there's a lot going on in that. OACB, you know, I think some of you had heard about the planning for the future, that concept. So we also talked about some actions, initiatives that we as statewide superintendents are going to look to, you know, prioritize. And with that, we're going to be, once we get those finalized, I'll be talking with the board, because we're going to want everybody to, you know, to be on board and working towards that. On, you know, how do we find that sustainability of the system?
Stacy, are these, first of all, are any of these counties in Northeast Ohio?
I don't believe there's anybody in fiscal emergency, but I can tell you, we know Summit County is, you know, they're having budget problems, and they have just laid off, you know, 29 positions. So they have some serious financial issues. I know Lorraine County is, their budget's very tight. They have no room to wiggle, so they're very concerned about it.
When I see two counties get together, is that mandated by the state, or is that a cooperation between the two counties?
To have like one superintendent,
Yes.
that stuff. Right now, it's up to the county boards, so it is not mandated. They do ask and rule that anytime there's an opening, that the board does look at, do you want to, is it feasible, does it make sense to share a superintendent? But it is not mandated by law.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can be healthy and be a next door neighbor not so healthy, and
Right,
all of a sudden
Yeah.
the state asks you to take them over.
They pull you over.
And,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
So in these counties that are struggling, then do they go on like a waiver freeze where they don't, you know, accept any new?
that's, it's, I mean, I think that's one of the things they'll have to do. But it's tricky, because if people have needs, you have to be able to, I mean, you have to meet their needs.
The
It's just
state
how do
does
you,
ultimately.
yeah, it'll go to the state. One of the things they are talking about too is, again, looking at, you know, who is ultimately responsible for that waiver match if the county board is not able to do it, you know, so you look at the state. But another piece I should have mentioned is that, you know, now you're going to go to the county, your county commissioners. And there is some language in there that says that a county is responsible for, and I'm not going to use the right word, mandated, isn't mandated, what's the word they use? You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to say mandated because I don't think that's a word, but
Because county board services are mandated, like the county board programs are a mandated service.
Right.
So it's going to the commissioners to assist with what we can't meet the obligation of.
yeah, yeah. So they'll have to, you know, that'll be another piece, you know. So it becomes bigger than just the county board. It becomes a county issue. I mean, you've got some big counties in there. You've got like Butler, you've got Montgomery, you know, you've
Oh,
got, you know,
yeah.
you've got like Lawrence is a small, you know, very small little county, but you know, you've got some big counties. You've got, you know, Butler and Montgomery are big counties that are
But they're not in
fiscal emergency.
State.
Yes,
fiscal emergency.
they're in fiscal emergency.
Yes,
They're in fiscal emergency.
Wow.
butlers too.
Yeah,
Wow.
Is
Yeah.
that outside of Cincinnati or where's
yeah.
Butler?
So yeah, you're Montgomery and then Butler. They're like Cincinnati, Montgomery, Butler. Yeah, right
Butler,
there.
Yeah.
And they're big counties.
Yeah.
They're big counties.
They've passed audits before. Any flags go up when you pass an audit?
You know, and I don't know all the details to this, but I do know that, you know, for instance, Butler, they have agreed to roll back their levy in the past, because they had to. They had to do that. So,
And isn't Montgomery the one that is still working off a 1977 levy evaluation?
I can't remember if that was Montgomery or
I think that
Butler.
was Montgomery. that we were-
Montgomery has that shared levy though. So they don't have, they have a shared levy with, Adams Board, JFS, and I think somebody else. So their levy is split, and, you know, how they divide the money up is, you know, it's that whole game of stuff, so,
50-year-old levy evaluation.
right,
Right.
That's,
Yeah.
you know,
That's not helpful.
yeah.
Well, you said there's hardship rules in place?
Yes, there is a
kind of
yeah.
protocol to follow?
Yeah, and
Might be good to
I'll
share.
get it and I'll send it to you guys, so that you guys can, you don't have to look through the Ohio Revised Code, I'll just send it to you.
And they use the hardship rule is based on like the submission of the county board cost reports or the cost projection tool. So we're mandated by law to do the cost projection tool, but that's where they pull key elements from the projection tool to create a scorecard, so to speak, to put them in a level of where they are as far as
Yeah,
their fiscal level.
To go from what you thought was, well, I guess you thought it was 8 and it turned out to be 11. So I was just thinking, I mean, from a projection standpoint, this shouldn't be a surprise to those boards.
you would think that I would think that it's not a surprise
I
to
mean,
those
I
boards,
think
yeah.
we would not ever be surprised.
We would never be surprised. Yeah.
So I guess I'm just,
Yeah.
is it that superintendents just wouldn't have shared it necessarily in the
I think-
context that it was
I think
shared?
there's some of that.
I see.
I think the other piece that happened this past year, and Carrie can attest or add to this, is that when we increased the wages, so when the wages, the state increased the rates, and they, you know, they did a moment in time. So they put up X amount of dollars for, at that moment, there were X amount of dollars needed for the match dollars. So they, whatever their piece was, they put in. But then what happens after that? Any new waiver then becomes solely part of the county board, takes on all of that increase. And additionally, at that time, the county boards agreed to chip into that increase. Again, so that we're getting money to providers so that they can, you know, have a competitive wage or try to get a competitive wage. So I know we have quarterly invoices, and then they have that 5th invoice, which is kind of like it balances out, like whatever is remaining of your waiver match. It was more than most people thought it was going to be. It just was. It just.
Well, I
it was
recall
for us as well.
Yeah.
years and years ago, historians back there, but the state was coming out with programs that, you know, they were going to fund it for the first 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And it was really,
Right.
boy, it's a good idea. And we did, I believe we didn't bite, only because there's a cliff at the end of it.
Right.
So anything that the state comes out, you kind of always want to look that gets you into it. And then we'd have to suffer getting out of it.
Right.
And you can always cancel it. Well, yeah, that's easy for you to stay in Columbus, but go ahead and take that lollipop away from the kid after he's
Right.
already halfway through it. It won't work. So it's always something we need to be on guard. Also, and of course, we've got one of our commissioners here, but I would assume that we need to keep the commissioners apprised, or they're apprised of it anyway in other counties, that, you know, there's a dangling hook out there.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be in a problem, but as soon as we say that, we get, something hits us, but, so we ought to keep them apprised of what's going on.
Right.
Stacy,
Yep.
sorry,
No. Yep.
to that end, when you circulate that statute, can you send it my way too?
Oh, yeah, the
I'm not
hardship,
familiar with
yep.
it, but I do want to take a look at it.
Yep. I will send that to you. Yes. Absolutely.
Maybe just one other quick question on that, and if it's a long topic, this can be deferred for another day. I'm not familiar with what does non-mandated services mean? Like you said, they'd have to stop providing non-mandated services.
So per rule, county boards are mandated to SSA, case management. We're mandated for that. We're mandated to do MUI, our investigative agents. We're mandated to have a superintendent. We're mandated to have a business manager. Am I missing anything that we're mandated else to do? I think that's it.
We need to include advocacy. Is that under the board rule?
We're
So it's more
we're supposed to
from a
encourage it,
staffing-
but it's more
It's a staffing.
staffing wise and
Okay.
paying that. So
I was reading non-mandated services as we're providing individuals with these services
Yeah,
that are
no.
mandated, but it's not,
No.
it's not individuals,
it's a
it is
bigger
the
picture.
infrastructure.
Like,
Okay, got it.
like, and you get this in a lot of counties, you know, the unique thing and the good thing about being a county is that you can like shape what's important to your community. You know,
So
we
like
know-
the school, for
right,
example.
School
it's
is
important to us here.
big example.
It's,
Not
it's to
mandated.
all of the community here. And so we invest in it, we do that. We do a lot with our community supports and development department because that's what keeps a lot of things moving and solving problems. But, you know, I'm sorry, early intervention too, thank you. Early intervention, we are
They're all
not,
important.
we're not mandated to have early intervention, and, you know, that's huge.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah,
That's
Yeah.
helpful, thank you.
yeah. It's just a tough time. There's just so much uncertainty. There's a lot, you know, and it's understandable that, you know, with the property taxes, if it, that big jump. And so it is a burden to people, but, you know, it's,
A lot happening at the same
yeah,
time.
there's a lot happening at the same time. So it's good to keep it. And like I said, the positive thing for us is that, you know, again, we have managed our dollars very well. We've been very careful and conservative on how we do that. And, you know, we're always, Carrie does the cost projection, you know, twice a year and resubmits it, you know. So we're always looking, and we're not just looking at like this year and next year. We're looking 10 years down the road. And granted, the farther out you get, there's a lot of things you can or cannot, you can't predict. So it's going to shift, but, you know, we really try to be as accurate as we can. Yeah. So I share that with you because, you know, you're going to start hearing some things, and hopefully we're going to take some statewide initiatives to maybe firm up the county board system, you know, kind of get us as a whole, you know, back on track and on solid ground. We are okay right now. We're okay. We are, but it's concerning when you hear about the other.
We just need to be proactive.
Right.
We don't want you to come to a meeting and say, we're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, right,
We'll know you're in trouble for next year or 2 years down the road, but
Right.
not now.
right. Yeah, you're going to know when we're in trouble way ahead of time.
Right. Also be wise to keep us updated on, right now is 11, those county boards and
Yeah.
what actions they're taking
Yeah,
or what actions are being imposed upon them too.
I will. I will.
You know,
Absolutely, I will.
just to be aware.
Yeah, I will do that.
Anything else? Okay. Okay, hearing none, now going on to the presentation of the 2026 action plan draft.
Yeah, excellent timing, excellent timing. So I know, I just wanted to share with you, kind of go through the action plan and just kind of give you an overview. What's happened so far is that we've gotten some feedback. You know, we are mandated to put out, you know, at least for a week, some feedback from the public. We did get some, I believe we got like 10 different people commented on stuff. There was some useful information there. Most of the information really were things that weren't really action plan specific, more things that we needed to, like, you know, hey, let's talk with this department about, hey, this is, you know, you need to address this, or this is the input here. There was, and we'll talk about when we get there, there was, you know, there's again, the concern about the NRI, I'm sorry, that new assessment tool that's coming out. And we added, you noticed in here that we also added that sustainability initiative. So there were some questions about that, which makes perfect sense. But I'll just go through this and just kind of give you like a little, real quickly, not great depth, but where we are with that. So you're looking at the community partnership, which really is to enhance partnerships and outreach that support inclusion, awareness, and engagement in the community. So that first is to increase community employment through community partnerships throughout the county. You know, one thing I will say about that as a reminder is that, you know, we are an employment first state, and that is in the Ohio Revised Code, and we are required in our strategic plan to have address, you know, how are we helping increase employment for people. So this is part of it here. So we're going to update and promote Everybody Works website. That is a website that initially started with the Medina County Economic Development Organization. And it was a way to try to, how do we get people that have some barriers to work to get into the job market? We have since, thanks to Ed and his crew, have taken that over. So we are now running that website and getting that information out and leading the charge on that. So we're gonna put some more work into that, and how do we get that updated, and how do we get that out more, that website, that information. We are going to conduct at least one training for opportunities for Ohioans with disabilities. That's the OOD counselors, for increased coordination between agencies. That is a state agency again. How do we agency that helps people do some assessments on their work skills and get them connected out into the community to get a job. What you find traditionally with that is that those counselors do tend to change frequently. It's an entry-level job type job. So again, how do we build those relationships and that collaborative so that we can be as efficient working with our folks and employers as possible? Develop an ongoing plan for engaging and utilizing businesses as part of the business advisory group. So what we worked on this past year was creating this business advisory group. And one of the things that we found is how do you keep these businesses really actively engaged? People have all kinds of stuff to do. And so this is what we're going to look at, that is targeting some very specific things, working with the business groups and what are some specific things that we can work on together so they're part of it, to keep that active and keep us, again, it's educating and getting the word out about people with developmental disabilities, and they can be great employees. And so how do we get that information out, educate? So these are some tools that we're going to use that.
Let me interrupt for a second.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, I've given some thought that, I might want to suggest we table this, but depends on where we're going, because we're getting a good explanation.
Yes.
And I really did want to hear what the public had input, and so we could take that information and digest it. But then we'd have to push this off until next month, which I don't think ruins what we're doing, because it gets us off. But I wanted to let you know that I'm not sitting back here just, I've thought about it, I'm still thinking about it, and I guess I wanted to wait till we get to the end when we go through this to see if, and I don't know if that's appropriate to table it after all the discussion, or.
Okay. And again, reiterate your recommendation to table.
Well, that's the problem. I don't know, do you table something before the explanation, or you table it when you call for the vote of approval or not? Because I want to know what superintendent's doing right now, explaining it. I also want to know what the public's input in.
Okay.
And with those, if we've changed things from what we're hearing, then I'd like a chance to at least get the adjustments made, our comments in from what we hear, and then pass it next month. That's my thinking.
Okay.
Now, I know it's just a vote, but it doesn't, and then if everyone else is comfortable with going with it, then that's fine.
Okay. So you're tabling because you want to hear the public.
I want to hear what the superintendent and the public's input in on what they thought were good and bad and suggestions, and rather than just, well, here's what they said.
Yes.
It's not there, but trust me, I do trust you. It's not a question of trust, but it's just a matter of, I'd like to see what the final document looks like.
Has this been shared with the public?
Yes, and like I said, we've got 10 people gave feedback.
Yeah, and the comments were due just at the same time ours were on the 15th, last Friday,
Right.
or excuse me, whatever Friday was. So they got their comments in, staff got their comments in, making adjustments if they thought they were worth it.
Okay.
We were supposed to get our comments in
Yes.
and then come out with a final document.
Okay.
we're seeing, this is our description of our final document. We haven't seen the final document yet.
Okay,
So that would be my reason for tabling. Let us see the final document, digest it, pass it in January.
There, I will add, I hear what you're saying, Dave. When we looked at what feedback, and there was some positive feedback and there were some questions in that. We didn't see, there was nothing that really said you need to change what this says. Because several of the comments really were like one-offs that departments dealt with directly that really weren't action plan questions or comments. The biggest, the one that I think most, comment that has most impact on that was just understanding more about our sustainability, the analyzing sustainability of our services and supports. And really those comments were, and I think it's a product of this time. There's so much uncertainty and there's that financial uncertainty that people are like, what does that mean? Does that mean you're going to take away services? And it doesn't mean we're going to take away services. It means that we're going to do our due diligence and really look to ensure that we're doing.
Well, I mean, that, in fact, that's, I underline sustainability. What do we mean by that? I mean, I know we want to be able to sustain, but, you know, that's the play on words too. So so that was an explanation that's, well, it's good, good.
well, dealing with the board here, was there any comments provided from board members? Adina, you're included. And, you know, because I don't think it is out of the ordinary to approve it ourselves as our impression and interpretation of what we've reviewed. If a public comment comes, and we could have them provided to us at the next meeting, it would be not for the overall plan as much as a specific item within the plan, I would suspect, if just projecting this. And I don't think it would be beyond us to amend anything that we deemed necessary for amendment. So I would recommend to the board, and we could decide this, that we move on this tonight and then wait for final review of the public comments at the next meeting to deem if any specific item, because each of these three main categories has a cascade of items underneath them. And I don't want to throw everything out at this point in time.
Well, I don't mean to throw it out. I'm just saying that, you know, rather than think about amending it, if it doesn't set us back in operations, why worry about amending it? Let's get it corrected and then let's pass it at the next meeting.
The reason being is, for the meantime, this whole document will be open for comment. If we agree on it tonight as a board, we should go forward and say that.
Well, I don't think it's open. We've had a public, we've given them a deadline, so it's not open. It's now to be wordsmithed, if you will, by staff to come up with a final printed document.
Now, that includes staff and the board, us.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, again, there was nothing in the public comments that said to us that we need to change or edit or do anything with this. I guess my concern is more like, is there something from you guys that you want to see differently or explained, or that's probably my concern right now.
I didn't have any feedback. I reviewed it and I was in agreement with the approach.
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, I think it's good.
To just go forward.
Yes.
I was in agreement with the document. Yes, I was ready to, I'm ready to approve it this evening
Okay.
if that's what
Yes.
we agreed.
All right,
Were you saying that you want to see the actual
Well,
comments?
I just
You
like
wish
to
that
see the
they were
final document if it's going to be, if there's changes to be made, you know, if we, you know, if there,
Unless you
if you
guys
don't-
have changes.
well, if you don't think there is and we go through it and there's
Yeah.
no, then
Yeah.
it's a moot point. I
Okay.
just want to make sure, if I could suggest a tabling, should I do it now or wait till they
Right.
go ahead and
Right.
try to table it before we ask for the resolution?
right. And tabling it, moving on this tonight, does not mean we cannot amend in January
Oh, we can amend it anytime.
Exactly.
That's not, I
So
just,
I would say, let's mark this point in time that, based on all of our review, we did have time to look this over, to move forward on it. And then keep in mind that if there is a concern or comment from anywhere, we can open that up and again, address that specific arena, that area of concern.
And I guess my only thought would be around the sustainability topic, because I think that's, you know, fair to have concern over. But I think that my perspective is that's where we are right now. And we need to be ready to have that conversation as we've
Yes.
talked about. We need to have a conversation about
Right.
ensuring our sustainability.
Right.
Period. And do we have all the answers to that right now? No, because the game pieces are still moving.
Right. Yeah, they
by
are.
state. And so,
They are.
I think it's not unreasonable. It's savvy for members of the public to ask that question, and I think it's a conversation we want to continue to have.
Yeah.
Does that help?
I'm not going to the mat for this. I'm just, I've got my own, questions. I just,
Yeah.
I don't like modifying if we don't have to. I don't like amending if we don't have to. No, have to is a question. We're always open to suggestions. Well, I hope we are.
Right.
So if someone in the public comes in next month and says, you guys forgot to do this and that, we'll take it under advisement. If it's worthwhile, we'll modify the plan. I just don't want to modify the plan. And quite honestly, the public's comments, next year, when we do this all over, their deadline ought to be a week or two before our deadline. So we can give our own thoughts on what the public is saying. It's not a bad idea. Maybe we should just change that. Maybe we should do this.
And we can do that.
Yeah, but that's right.
Suggestion. That's good.
We're
Yeah.
we're ahead of the game we were a year before.
Right.
Right.
And next year, let's whatever. Maybe
Yeah.
we don't want to. I don't know.
Any more reviews, Stacy? You want to keep going?
Do you want me to go through each one of these and just kind of give you the little, or do you want to ask questions?
I did review it. I didn't have specific questions.
I don't think we have to go through line by line.
Okay,
I don't think
all right, that's fine.
necessary.
That's fine. Again, I'll just say that, we're continuing the course. I will say, I'll point out, there's like two changes I want to make note of for you. Under focus area 2, well-being, number 1, the connect individuals and families with supports and resources for well-being. We did change that a bit. The original one was connect individuals and families with support groups and resources for well-being. But as this year went by, we kind of looked at the stuff we were finding and the resources and stuff out there. We thought it really makes more sense. It's really supports. It's not support groups. While there are support groups out there, it's really
just needs to be more
support. So
general.
we made that adjustment on there to better reflect that. And then of course you have the number 4, analyze sustainability of MCBDD services and supports. And we're going to do a comprehensive review. Looking at what we're doing, the costs and the projections and all that. We want to assess that our current funding sources for reliability and longevity. So, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of moving pieces. So what does that look like? Are we accessing everything that we possibly can? Again, taking a harder look at that. And then we're going to have an internal committee that's going to really look at, are we ensuring that those assessed needs that are identified in that Ohio ISP, that those assessed needs are translating to those approved services and supports, that authorized services. So make sure that there's that clear connection and that we're hitting on that.
Child care directors. Who are they?
Those are like your daycares, those type of things, yeah. After school.
Okay,
before
after school programs.
Yeah. Yeah, what we found with those folks is that, we've been doing some stuff working with them and going in and how do you work with a child with a developmental disability, their specific needs or interactions. And we worked with, a couple, as you guys know, a couple daycares, a couple private ones and that. what we found was it's all good stuff, but again, people don't have time, to get in and train and take staff and this, people are tight. So what we came up with is like, so let's get some tools and information that we can get out there so they have it. So when or if they have a concern or need help, they've got some information right there that they can access, and they know that they can call us. Here's the person you call. Like, we're really struggling with this little one, and we need some help. So again, just a shift in what we've been doing, but still trying to get that information out.
Comments?
Now, are we in area 1 still, or?
Wherever you want to be, Dave.
Well, let's,
Go wherever you want to be.
area 2,
Okay.
item number 2, analyze and relaunch Project Vote training for individuals. Is that what we called it, Project Vote?
I think that's what it is called.
For, who calls it that?
Is that a state, or it's a state program?
Because rather than just put it around vote, I was thinking, instead of using that, just civic duties. Rather than a particular Project Vote. That could, just voting nowadays gets so divisive at times. I don't want to be dragged into that type of discussion.
What was the impetus behind including that?
Patty, can I have you come up? Oh, Ed, sorry.
lot of
Patty, I'm going to
people
make you
pointing.
answer for Ed.
Wait around here. Come back to Dave.
Ed, you can send Jenny up if you want.
Okay, yeah, the Project Vote, we had done that probably almost 10 years ago. It was a big push in the state of Ohio to make sure that individuals were able to, it's an advocacy piece, right? That individuals have decisions in their own lives, and voting is a part of that, and understanding how to vote. So it's kind of fallen on the back burner in many ways. The thought was that this would maybe be a good time to bring that back and kind of revitalize that project, and kind of just understanding about voting and how important it is. It kind of falls naturally in the area of advocacy, because that's them advocating for themselves. So
And so it's a statewide initiative. It's not
It's-
something that we're pointing to as a
Correct.
particular.
it's a
just that-
statewide initiative.
As a reference then, it's a formal noun. Project Vote is by itself a term.
Yes.
Could there be a reference to a website of defining what it is?
I'm sure there's a website.
Yes,
But how do you want that to be?
just put an asterisk there and at the bottom of the page, a reference. Okay, because again, I can see where it's misinterpreted,
Yeah, I just
And
didn't,
it's a formal noun, it's a term, a 2-word term that represents something formal. And then if there's a website, just reference that website. So anybody that's concerned, what is Project Vote, go to that site and then they could clarify it, okay? Otherwise, I could see where the misunderstanding comes
Sure.
from,
Absolutely.
okay?
Or maybe another option, the state of Ohio's
I was just going to say,
Project Vote.
Yeah,
state of
so
Ohio.
they could go to State of
Relaunch-
Ohio.
Okay.
relaunch
yeah,
the,
that'd be better, because then it's a statewide issue, rather than us pushing our consumers to vote. That's
right,
why-
right.
That's why I was trying to get
Right.
into, we ought to have a class in civics, that the voting would be very important in civics, but there's other community advocacies that we're part of, and I get eerie on voting, because what are we talking about when elections
Right.
come? Well, the
Right.
votes, well,
Right,
Or implementing the state's
right.
I like that, that's,
I like State of Ohio Project.
Yeah.
Vote,
Yeah.
Analyze and relaunch the State of Ohio Project Vote training for
Yeah.
individuals.
I think it's great.
That's a good point to clarify.
and then my turn,
Yes, My Turn is a software that we piloted last year, and it's for it's a electronic system that you can go in and request some assistive technology equipment to get on loan. And so right now it's an internal referral. Oh, okay, good.
So it's a,
Face that.
it's a website for Syndic Technology so that we can maintain our inventory of all the items that we have as part of our lending library. Right now we're using it internally for SSAs or our early intervention or teachers to be able to go on there and see what's available. And then we're hoping that someday that'll be available so the families can look at that, see what's available. Kind of thing. So,
So this is kind of a first step, getting our
first step, we've
SSAs
gotten
and,
everything on
like,
it. Yes, yeah,
and now,
showing the SSAs how to use it, how to do referrals through that process, because that can all be done through that website.
So my turn is a resource
Yes,
for the SSAs and others.
yes. It's basically like a website that we can go on to, has an inventory of what we have available, information about it, and then there's a process within that to referral to people to be able to use that item.
Yeah, and you kind of say that as you go on in the paragraph that it's,
Do you want clarification of that?
well,
My
I
turn
just,
resource?
I got hung up with my turn and then circled it and then kept reading and saying, all right, it is request for assistive technology. So I mean, you're starting to explain it as you
Yeah.
move down through, so,
You're okay,
yeah, yeah.
all right. Adita, you've been quiet. Any comments, concerns? Okay,
Sure.
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you.
what else can I answer for you? Or what else can Ed answer for you?
Of course, I'm trying to be politically correct. In area 3,
Yes,
the number, 1B,
1B.
pilot food and transportation assistance, expand the pilot food and transportation assistance program. We have something like that?
It's through the, it's through the Success Coach program. And as you recall, we've done that Success Coach where we've finally landed on working with agencies, someone in their own agency that is that Success Coach, finding resources and helping the staff, the DSPs, problem solve so that they can come to work. So we found that food and transportation are two big things that unfortunately the DSPs are struggling with. So what we want to try to do is we want to try to get that to more of the provider agencies, get that information out, because again, these were just the agencies that wanted to participate in this. So how do we get that stuff out so that all DSPs across our county are getting that information?
So it's like eliminating a barrier to work for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we provide food and transportation,
No,
or we
we're-
coordinate a program,
We're finding
resources?
resources for people to go
Okay.
and get that assistance that they need.
I just wasn't sure it was a,
Yes, we do.
right, so it is in
So I
our
stand
budget to
corrected.
do this type of
I
thing.
stand
Correct.
corrected, yes.
It's under the special projects area in the community sports budget.
Okay,
My bad.
Meetings ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Also another item, long project vote, the use of the term DEI has a negative connotation out there and currently. But I don't know if there's anything else other than it is what it is.
I guess, my thought on that is, that's what we're about, diversity, inclusion,
No question about it.
equity. That I think, unless the board feels strongly about it, I think we stand on that. And
Okay.
because that's what it's about. That's who we are. That's the core of our essence. And I think it's positive and needed, so.
I
Do we not feel inclusion could replace it? I don't for the reason that you're
Yeah,
It could.
calling out. I just
could.
think it's a fraught term. I see lots of corporations choosing to no longer use the word because it's a term that draws a response that is not reflective of what you're trying to accomplish with the initiative.
That's fair.
And so I wonder if inclusion would reflect what you're trying to accomplish.
what she said.
I'm looking at anybody in the audience.
And-
Have
and
a
you're
comment.
Suggesting kind of dropping the.
Well, I
Change
think it eliminates,
DEI.
Instead.
I think just saying inclusion instead of DEI, expand inclusion initiatives by at least one agency. I feel like that fits under the subheading, and I don't think it would mean you would be doing anything different.
No,
No,
You're
no,
you're
no.
removing what's become a hot button
Yeah,
term.
that's all I'm trying to get, is just get a buzz, someone reads this and sees those three initials.
Well,
They already got
I
their
think too, though,
opinion.
inclusion is only one part of that. So maybe instead of using the initials DEI, we spell it out.
That'd be
Because
another
then you have the
alternative, yeah.
inclusion part in
Yeah,
it, but it's
I think-
not all
Yeah,
the
Because
yeah,
same
I agree there.
definition.
okay. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
What do you think, Lisa? You're still feeling,
What if we rearrange them?
It's very-
Personally, it's not a hill I would die on. If we're
Okay.
talking about minimizing the chance of any negative reaction to it, I think if you spell it out, it's the same as the acronym. I am all about embracing it personally.
Right.
If our goal is to eliminate some knee-jerk reaction to a term that's, fallen in disfavor for some people, it's not a hill I will die on. I don't think it's worthy of. I will defer to your decision, and I'm sure it will be fine. If you agree.
What she said.
Well, I would recommend semantically that we spell it out. 'Cause
Okay.
each term has a specific definition that we rely on.
That's correct.
DEI being
Fire
its
inclusion.
acronym
Mhm.
is a flag for targeting.
Yeah.
But if we identify each term, that
You could
by
cer-
way of
Yeah,
dictionaries have specific definitions that we rely on and we definitely advocate.
and
Great.
I was gonna say, we definitely stand behind
Yes.
all three initials.
yeah.
Right?
And again, either that, we can spell it out, or we could just put inclusion. But again, because you're right, Lisa, what we're going to do doesn't change what
Right.
we're going to do and what
Exactly.
we're about.
Exactly.
I think we should use all three words,
Yeah,
Okay,
not just inclusion.
okay. We'll spell it out.
Okay. Okay, because what we can do is, these are amendments we're putting in tonight. So when we vote, it will be with these amendments.
Okay.
you're really testing me, Annie. I said, you're really testing me, Annie.
Well, I figure if somebody reacted to sustainability, they're reading it, so let's be thoughtful.
Right, right.
Okay, right, with the board, anything else comes to light? Good discussion.
Very good discussion. The big question, though, is, you guys remember the signs for our core five? Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Let's see.
There were, oh, come on.
I remember the presentation. Person center.
Look at her.
Patty's helping me.
Inclusion, person-centered,
Collaboration.
integrity,
Oh, integrity
and collaboration.
and cooperation.
Not necessarily.
I am all in on all of that.
I know, you have to, yeah. Okay,
All right,
other thoughts?
Hold on.
ready for the resolution? I have it here.
Where's that resolution? Here we go. Oh, it's in front of it. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right, here we go. Okay. So then, I am going to respectfully ask for board approval for Resolution 4525, the 2026 Action Plan. This was developed and adopted by resolution of the strategic plan that meets the requirements of the Ohio Revised Code, the administration and operation of county boards of developmental disabilities, the Ohio Administrative Code. In order to implement the strategic plan, an annual plan has been prepared and submitted to the board for approval with the amended changes.
Okay. I have a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Lisa?
Second.
Kelly? Okay, motion and a second. Discussion. Any further discussion on this? Adina, any discussion? Any comments? Okay. All right, we'll do a roll call on this. Mark?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Adina?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And the chair votes yes. So moved.
Shannon, note the tone, will you?
Right?
That was a yes with emphasis.
Okay, moving right along. The administration requests board approval for resolution 4625, excess property. The MCBDD maintenance and IT departments have inspected and evaluated items and determined that these items are unneeded and will be sold through auction or other means as specified by the Ohio Revised Code, and you have that list attached.
Okay. We all looked over the filing cabinets.
They're all broken.
You got piles of paper now, no filing.
It's virtual anymore.
Yeah,
Okay, do I have a motion and a second, please?
so moved.
David?
Second?
Mark? Okay, a motion and a second. Discussion, comments, questions, concerns? Adina, any questions? Okay,
No.
hearing none, we'll call the vote. Adina, we'll start with you.
Yes.
Okay, Lisa?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And Mark?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes, so moved.
Okay. The administration respectfully requests board approval for resolution 4725. It's the Northeast Ohio Network, or NEON, Council of Governments Representative and Alternative. This is a motion to approve Stacy Malaker, the superintendent, as the authorized representative, and Annie Finnerty, assistant superintendent, as the alternate representative to council meetings and in business matters of the Northeast Ohio Network Council of Governments, effective January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026.
Move approval resolution 4725.
Second.
Which one did we transpose?
The next
Neon.
one.
Next.
Yes,
No, we got two more going.
okay,
We've got two more before that.
One more.
all right,
One more. So we're here with the neon one right here.
okay, we're up there,
Yep.
okay. Off yours.
Okay, yep.
It's got buried. Okay, the neon. Do we have a motion and a second?
Dave made a motion and I
Yes.
seconded.
Okay, all right, questions, comments? Hearing none, we'll call the question. Mark?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Adina?
Yes.
Okay, and the chair votes yes, so moved. Okay, next.
Okay, the next resolution, administration respectfully requests board approval for resolution 4825, the 2026 board meeting calendar.
Okay, the calendar was in our docket, and do we have a motion and second, please?
So moved.
Kelly, and a second?
Second?
Lisa? Okay, questions, comments?
Yes,
Yes,
of course. May 11th is 2 weeks, if you will, after our April one. I'm wondering, can we move that to the 18th? I think the 25th was a holiday.
Yeah, 25th, it's, yeah, that's the,
Memorial Day.
with the Memorial Day schedule, it's an early Memorial Day, so it bumps things back.
2 weeks is,
Is there a reason why we didn't choose the 18th to begin with?
We have been traditionally doing that, avoiding that week before Memorial Day weekend. But again, it moves and fluctuates,
It's my calendar.
but that certainly, we certainly can do that.
So it wasn't because somebody on your team couldn't.
Well, yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's
You had
fine.
the push, you had the push.
Well, we can-
What other team would be unavailable?
Maybe we should move April's up.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Trying to
do that.
avoid that. a little.
You want to move April up to the 20th? That would be
Well, I
a
mean,
good option.
I hate to rock, I hate for us to rock the whole thing. I mean, if we prefer the 18th.
I will say for those of us who manage child care for family members, it is easiest to hold the schedule to what we typically do as much as possible. So I would rather, if it doesn't matter to others, to just keep as many of them scheduled. I think we typically move May a couple weeks early. It's probably, I mean, maybe that's when it was last year. I don't remember, but I know it's not Memorial Day.
Well, yeah, Memorial Day's really early this year, so that's really kind of.
Oh, I see.
You see that?
Must
It's
be the
really
25th.
early.
Got it.
That's why it kind of shifts. Usually it's, you get
Sure.
like the 30th, 29th, 28th,
Sure.
which then creates
Yeah.
a bigger buffer.
So like school graduation will be the week of the 18th for Windfalls, if Windfall has
I
graduates.
feel like it's.
Oh,
the
no.
week- I feel
You
like
think,
the last day is.
when is
Because
the last
Memorial Day,
Yeah.
oh, it's
Yeah.
after Memorial Day. Okay, got it.
Well, I'm fine with the 11th if you want to keep it. Are you saying that you want it to be the 18th?
No,
instead?
no, I meant
Oh.
only to say,
I-
I
I'm
prefer
saying-
not to move other meetings if we
Oh,
didn't have
gotcha.
to.
Right.
I don't care when it happens in May.
Okay, yeah. No, I agree with you. I don't think we should move other,
Yeah.
if May's the issue, then let's move the May meeting.
That's fine.
I just wanted to move it.
Sure.
So there's 3 weeks behind and
Yeah.
rely on our assistant
It doesn't-
superintendent to
Right,
carry the ball.
yep.
That's fine.
Move it to the
So we'll move
18th?
it to the 18th, okay.
Okay, so we'll amend that to
Okay,
move it,
so we're doing an amendment to the calendar, correct?
Oh. It is, okay. Okay. Is that
Well, it's
problematic
gonna
from
be
a schedule
4:30,
standpoint if we
4:30
have
on that.
a board meeting the Monday of?
I don't think so.
it shouldn't affect that.
Okay.
So the 18th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna amend the calendar with this vote.
It's the last day of school.
Anything else?
Will it be at 5 or 4:30?
It will be at 5. It'll stay at the same time, 5 o'clock. Yes.
Okay. With that amendment to the motion, who made the motion on this one?
Kelly did.
Kelly, do you agree with the amendment?
Yes.
Okay, and the second was Lisa,
It was.
and you, Mark,
Yes.
you have a question?
That's a question.
Committee meeting is on the 11th. Moving that one to the 18th.
Yeah, Shannon's
Yeah.
just saying the same thing.
And Lisa, wait,
Shannon has a good point. That it would also shift, which I don't know that this will be an issue, it also shifts the ethics committee. That in May, we do the ethics committee before the regular board meeting. So that's all, we move that.
That's the scholarship
both,
one.
both of
Oh.
those.
Oh. Donated funds. When's the scholarship one? The scholarship one is always tight on time.
That's, the calendar schedules that one in April.
Okay, so that's not on here.
No,
Okay,
So this-
ethics committee, we're required to have an ethics committee. Yes. So it would also shift the ethics committee to May 18th.
Yes,
but that doesn't have other contingent events.
No, it does not. It just to be consistent with,
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about the scholarship one because I feel like there's always like days between when maybe it's not. It always seems close to when the scholarship is awarded to when it's announced at the meeting.
yeah.
Okay. All right, so this involves both the ethics committee, which was scheduled the same date, half hour earlier,
Okay.
and then the regular board meeting, moving from the 11th to the 18th. And Kelly, you agree with both?
Yes, I'm fine with that. Yes.
And Lisa, all right, Lisa made the second, okay.
Yes.
And, okay, very good. So with that, we have a motion, a second, discussion, a modification, and do a roll call Let's start with Adina.
Yes.
Okay. Mark,
Yes.
David,
Yes,
Kelly,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. Okay. Now we're going to transpose these.
No transpose.
First, the
ASME contract,
collective
yes.
bargaining agreement.
So the administration respectfully requests board approval for Resolution 5125, the collective bargaining agreement between MCBDD and AFSCME Local 2868 and Ohio Council 8. This agreement is, the terms will be January 1st, 2026, and ending on December 31st, 2028. It is a 3-year contract.
Okay, do I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Okay, Kelly, do I have a second?
Second?
Okay, Mark, thank you. Without a second, the motion dies. All right, any questions, comments?
do we have our labor attorney in on this?
Yes, our labor attorney
He
was our
signed off on it?
lead person, yes, yeah. We worked closely with him too.
Are there any highlights that we should bring up to the board of what we're agreeing to for the next 3 years? Or should that be an executive session?
It was the
It
previous.
should be an executive session. We can go into executive session. We could go
The
and,
numbers? Is that
Yeah.
how it turned out, is what we discussed last?
yep. So,
Okay, yeah, she did go through.
yeah,
All right,
You good?
I'm good.
We're good? Okay, no questions. Adina, you're good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, with that, we'll do the roll call vote. Start with Lisa,
yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
David,
Yes,
Mark,
Yes.
Adina,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. So moved.
Okay.
Okay,
Now, you need to do that. the next-
yes. Resolution 50-25. A motion to approve a 3% increase for Superintendent Stacy Malakar effective January 1st, 2026.
motion to approve 5025.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, David with the motion and Kelly with the second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, we'll call the motion. Mark,
Yes.
David,
Yes,
Kelly,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes,
and Adina.
Yes.
Okay, and the chair votes yes. So moved.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay,
Okay. Next, we have board policies. So we have board policies for your approval. You know, a bulk of this is just really,
These are so fun.
they're just really, there's been a lot of rule changes, so it's updating rules and so that we are in line with the changes. I mean,
are
there's
these
nothing,
state-driven, pretty much?
oh yeah, they're all state, yeah, these are all state rules.
I mean, when we waiting list, we used to have 30 days, now we're down to 15 days type thing.
Uh-huh,
We're agreeable with that?
we have to.
I learned last time when I started asking like logic, like questions about practicality, and Annie was just like, this is what the state says we have to do.
Yeah, come on. We're excited, Dave. We love it.
Then I have no
Little power.
Well, but to my point of what I made earlier, in section 6, family support services,
Uh-huh,
under general,
yes.
funding is now
We need a motion.
locally.
We need a motion before we start talking.
oh, do I have a motion to approve the changes?
So moved.
Okay, Lisa, do I have a second?
Second.
Kelly, okay,
All right, fire away, Dave.
discussion.
My point being is that, and under the general, we have facility supports and family support services program would be funded, it used to say by the state of Ohio, now it's locally.
Yes, it is locally.
So, you know, that's a program they start when they started it and they managed to back off of it, but here you are, you've got it locally now, I dare you to go out and try to cancel it with your constituents. You know,
And it's happened, they actually kind of shifted it to us
Their match allocation.
through match allocation, what, last year?
Oh, no.
Year
it's been-
before, 2 years?
Oh, it's been probably 5 years, at least.
See, there you go.
But I mean, and we don't, and you continue to read, you know, providing support necessary. Do we have programs, do we have committees that go ahead and say what's we
So
allow
there's
to
a
be?
rule that dictates what's covered under a family support service program, even though we as a county board are locally funding it. So our policies and procedures align with that rule. And so we share those procedures when people sign up for the FSS allotments every year. They're required to sign up, and we share the categories. It's like respite, there's some home modification, there's dietary areas. And then there's, you know,
Leisure activity, I mean, when you get into some of these
and
things,
some of that language is specifically revised this specifically to how the rule writes the language. Because we needed to be in line with what the rule says, as to what that funding is used for.
that's pretty brave to make the change when they're backing out of funding.
They backed out of funding, and we have supported it locally through our budget process for the last 5 years, at least since they got rid of the allocation to us. They shifted the allocation from providing for this program to the Medicaid match allocation. So it's now becomes a part of the state money that we get as a credit to our Medicaid match. But we as a board made a decision to continue to locally fund it. There is a rule, however, that dictates how that program should be administered or run and what it covers.
And we have a cap. I mean, it's not a
I was
free-for-all.
gonna ask that, yeah.
It's,
Correct.
what are we at now? Is it 1,000 or is it?
I think it is 1,000.
I think it's
It is
1,000. I thought we,
now,
a few
yes.
years ago, I
It was
thought we bumped,
700
yeah,
for
we
a
bumped
number
it
of
up.
years, and we bumped
Bumped
yes,
it up.
Yes, a
So
couple years ago we
it's-
bumped it
yeah,
up.
so there's $1,000 that people can
And we have,
request.
who, we have a committee that, you know, grades leisure activities and social skill,
So they get submitted through a reimbursement process. So the individuals or the families will buy items or pay for items. If it falls into a category that is allowed by the rule, that we review that. And then there's also, you know, co-pays that are a part of the process, and we process those reimbursements through my office, but through Neon. Neon actually writes the checks to the families for the reimbursement.
okay.
But there is a process, yes.
It has to get by Carrie. We're good.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, let's call the vote. Okay, Adina,
Yes.
okay, Lisa,
Yeah.
Kelly,
Yes.
David,
Yes,
Mark,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. So moved. Okay, next is selection of a nominating committee for 2026.
So you guys need to choose who will do the nominating at the organizational meeting for the officers for the board.
Okay.
And
All right.
typically you have three people, 3 board members on that.
Yes. 2 board members are on,
3.
3 board members. Okay,
we can do that over the phone, can't we?
It's right
scheduled
before a
before our
It's
meeting.
before the meeting.
Oh,
I'm glad to do it. Do you just need us to volunteer? Is that what we need to do? I'm glad to do
Okay. David, you spoke.
In keeping these 2 women in mind, I'll volunteer. Besides, if you're not on the committee, be careful what you're elected to.
Adina, you're part of this discussion too. Would you like to be on the nominating committee?
Sure.
All right.
Thank you. Adina.
Thank you.
Well, you know what they say.
Oh,
If you're not at the table, then you're on the menu.
yeah,
So,
that's true.
So far, Adina, Lisa,
Yes.
You had volunteered?
Yes.
David volunteered?
Yes.
Okay.
Did we make a motion?
And now that we have names, yes.
Okay, great.
So I'll need a motion for putting Adina, David, and Lisa in alphabetical order on the nominating committee for 2026.
So moved.
Did you not
No, I
volunteer?
did not.
Oh, sorry.
So moved.
Oh, okay, good.
Second.
Kelly with the motion, David with the second. Any other questions, comments? Hearing none. I don't think we have a roll call. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Adina?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? So moved. Okay. Instructions for the individual board member self-evaluation.
I'm looking to Shannon.
So Patty, just like last year, Patty did create the SurveyMonkey link. So I will be sending that out to you guys tomorrow morning. And then Andy will determine the date by which you need to have that return. The results will be tallied. And then I imagine that'll be shared with the board.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but I'll send those out tomorrow morning. Andy, when would you like those returned by?
Oh. They have to be done by the end of the year?
Should be.
Should be. Okay.
I'm not available the 25th.
Okay. We're going out tomorrow. We have Christmas.
You can do January if it.
Yes, let's.
Shannon's
Thank
lighting
you.
it up on
Thank
you.
you, Shannon.
You could say the
Yeah.
28th or whatever that Monday is,
The 29th.
the 29th.
29th
Do you want to
of
say
December. We could do it the Monday after the holidays,
You're not meeting again till the end of January, so
right?
whatever works for everybody.
Let's do the end of the first week of January, okay?
So that's the second.
Of December?
No.
No, January,
January
the
2nd.
end of the first week.
first week.
Sorry,
of-
somehow my brain was
First
not.
full week or?
First full week.
January 2nd,
First full week.
Friday.
Well, they're due by that.
I
We
think
just need
January 2nd is
responses
fine.
back,
I
right?
think
No,
January 2nd
first
is
full
fine,
week,
don't you
yes.
guys?
Full week.
Yes.
If we have too much time, we're just gonna forget to do it.
January.
There's truth to
Yeah,
that.
classes don't start till the,
Because otherwise I will forget.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to
Yes.
okay, the 12th, 1/12.
No, the 9th.
The
The ninth.
ninth is
Ninth, okay.
the first vote.
Who's on first?
Classes start on the 12th.
Okay.
Oh.
That was the hardest part of it.
All right,
Okay.
superintendent.
All right, so you've got a lot of good stuff there. I'm just going to hit a couple things that I want to point out. Build-A-Bear is coming. The annual Build-A-Bear is Judge Dunn and his crew come and deliver the bears to our students. That'll be on the 19th. We always enjoy that, and I know Judge Dunn, he brings Santa Claus. It's just, it's a great day. The other thing I want to point out, early intervention. So the Family First PR Committee, we help assemble and distribute like over 30 promotional baskets, and then we take them out to the physician's office. So, one of our staff is going out and delivering it. So again, getting information out there about early intervention. Anything here? The other one thing I want to point out, People Together, that's our collaboration with the society. And in November, we were out, our folks were out to 3 schools, presenting on advocacy and just talking about those everybody's alike, talking about bullying. So that's a really great program I'd like to point out. Our DSP Spotlight, Gloria Hill, was recognized as the December DSP. She has been helping individuals for almost 20 years and is currently a direct support professional for Sue's Loving Grace. They shared that Gloria is an amazing cook, party planner, decorator, advocate, cleaner, organizer, and has an amazing heart. She really cares about all the individuals she serves and has served in her life. When we asked Gloria about how she started in the field, she said, "At the time I was in nursing school and wanted to get a part-time job. I was introduced to working in this field. I soon realized it was not nursing that was my calling. It was individuals with special needs." So we want to give a shout out again to Glory Hill. Bobby, will you want to give a real quick update on our renovations or operations?
Yeah, so real quick, demo started the day after election. Old walls are down, new walls are up. Electrical is ran. Sanding began last week, so we're changing out our HVAC filters a lot quicker. Painting is to be slated to begin sometime this week. And along the lines of that, ceiling tile will begin, and following that, flooring will hit. And probably the last item that will finish up the project is to get updated exterior doors. And as a reminder, this project is this was an area that was identified on our facility assessment to improve our accessibility in some of our offices and hallways. So with all that, that project is slated to finish at the end of January. So big shout out to Community Supports and Ed's department for being located around the building, and other directors accepting them into their departments. So yeah.
Bobby, is the entrance staying in the same place?
Yes.
The outer entrance is
Yes.
not going anywhere? Okay.
Yep, just new doors. To get to those exterior doors to maintain them is on the panels on the outside of the building. So when it's like frigid like this, it's pretty rough to get out there with a ladder and try to maneuver wires. So this will be a big upgrade just for our maintenance team.
And the other thing I wanted to point out was our Action Club. They received the Distinguished Club Award for 2024-25. They're just a great group that does a lot of great stuff. Any questions?
Just a shout out to the SSA on, well,
Yeah, Maggie did a great.
That's phenomenal.
I mean, yeah. All right, Carrie.
Great, we'll start with the revenue report. Not a real active month for receipts. We are at 98% overall. I did get an email just this morning that the state is expecting to process our calendar year 22 cost report settlement. So I am crossing my fingers. We can actually get the check before the end of the year. I'm also expecting the 4th MAC payment sometime in the next week as well. So that will be the two big areas of what I projected for us to receive in 2025. Federal grants, we did get our IDEA Part B first cash request of the fiscal year. We received that in November. I wasn't sure how that would be affected with the federal government shutting down because those are federal dollars. But we submitted for the cash request in October and received the check in November. So I was pretty happy that there wasn't any delay in that. Donations, we had 3. One was we received the check from MODA, which presented to the board at the November meeting for $550, and that is going to DSP appreciation. We received a personal donation in memory of an individual that had passed away for $50 requested to go to special events, and another family for the same person in memory of this individual, and that was for $100, and that is also to go to special events. Any questions on the revenue? All right, expenditures, we are at 89%. I looked at last year, November, we were also at 89%, so I'm good with that. We've all been doing a really good job of, utilizing our budgets and using those dollars that we budget. Special projects included DSPU internship hours, DSP retention, and 1 day for the Momentum Refresh contract for October. Capital, we had the main entrance down payment, window coverings for the main entrance, and 3 heat pump replacements. Property insurance is, I had a concern of property insurance because the county had not sent us the invoice for our share. I usually get it in May, sometimes it's in August, sometimes I just forget about it. But I've been on them pretty good, so I finally got the invoice for it like on Friday. So that'll be coming out in the December bills as well. Equipment was mostly for the EI and SSA tech replacement equipment through this year, just comparing year to year, the difference is mainly due to that. Any questions on expenditures? Cash balance, we're at 38 million. And cash flow for November, we utilized $782,000 of the fund balance. Year to date, we are at $743,000. I'm projecting by year's end, we should be for at least just the general fund dollars. This is all funds, about $879,000 use of the fund balance as we have planned for.
Gary, your interrevenue fund in April was 11 million, and in September it was 9 million. Isn't that consistent?
Those are the tax payments.
So why wouldn't they be half and half?
Well, it doesn't always play out that way as to how they do the calculations. But also it was, and this year was, one of the items with the property tax revenue is it was higher than projected because we got the back pay for the Nexus funding, and they split it up, a part of it in the first half payment, part of it in second half payment. But it's, the first one's almost always a little bit higher than the second one. And I don't know if it's because of the timing or the number of days or how that works out, but the first one is usually higher. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions on the voucher report?
Who is Enhanceability? Are they a new provider? I don't.
Enhanceability?
Yeah.
No, they are not new,
But they are a provider.
but they are a provider, yes. Okay, resolution.
Okay, no,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Need a motion.
The administration respectfully requests board approval for resolution 4925, the acceptance of financial statements for the month of November 2025.
Okay, do I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
David?
Second that.
Mark? Okay, motion and second. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none? Okay, start with Adina.
Aye.
Okay, Mark?
Yeah.
David?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay,
And the only thing left is you've got our board, the statistics. Nothing of significance to talk about. And then we have our annual, semi-annual report for bullying incidents, and we've had 0 with the schools. And this is just a required by Ohio Revised Code.
okay.
This is
Yep.
just for our school, or this is
Just for
all-
our school, just for our school. Yeah, we have to report, all schools have to, so that's ours.
Any questions? Okay, any other business? Review of old business, any new business? Hearing none, let's announce for the open forum. Board maintains discretion to hold an open forum. Board may not elect to address public comments during the open forum. However, the board will provide acknowledgements and response will be provided within a reasonable time frame. 5 minutes per speaker, 9 speakers for a total of 45 minutes. Does anyone wish to address the board? Okay. Hearing none.
Mr. Chairman, just a shout out for public relations. Good job, as always.
Yeah.
We get to expect it, but, you know, good job.
Good job.
Okay. And before we move to close, I'd like to say hi to Wayne back there. Good to see you back in action. So, welcome. And hearing no other news or information or benefits, I need a motion to adjourn.
Willing to serve again.
So moved.
Kelly? And do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Lisa?
About 2 years.
Okay, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
President.
Aye.
One more year.
David,
Aye.
we're adjourning. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Have a good Christmas and New Year's, please.
Bye, Adina.
Bye, Adina.